purpose of selecting text is so you can tell Microsoft Word what text you want to change in your document. Because you may remember from our first or second video that we talked about that when you type in your document, just type and then come back and format your document. There are three main ways to select your text. The first technique is by taking my mouse onto the document, clicking and then dragging down with my finger on the left mouse button and keep selecting. The only problem with this technique is when you let go, if you want to add some more to it, you'll find that it will unselect and then start selecting again. So let's show you technique number 2. Again, I'm going to go back to the start of my document. This technique is using the left-hand panel of your document. Microsoft Word calls it the selection panel. If I click out here, you'll find that it simply selects the line that you're clicking on. Whereas if I click and then start to drag down, it selects all of the area that you're dragging across. Now when I'm finished selecting, I will come out to the right-hand margin and simply click. So the selection bar I find is a very controlled environment for selecting. My third technique for selecting is when I start to use my keyboard. So while this may be an older style of selecting, you'll find that it gives you a very controlled environment. So I'm going to click up here near the heading. By putting my finger on the Shift key and simply pressing my down arrow key, I can move my way through the document. The advantage of this technique is if you let go, so for example I take my finger off the Shift and the arrows keys, I can simply put my finger back on the Shift and start selecting or deselecting the text that I've already selected. So you'll find in your notes it gives you all of these details, but it also shows you a couple of tricky ones. So some of these are my favourite. Let's have a look at these. One technique is that if I place my mouse on a paragraph and I go 1, 2, 3, so in other words I give it a triple click, you'll find it selects the paragraph. Let's do that again. So I'm going to move my mouse out to the right margin and just click to unselect, moving my mouse back into the paragraph and going 1, 2, 3, it selects that paragraph. My other favourite technique is that sometimes I need to pick up a sentence. So for example, in the middle of this paragraph, there's a sentence called dump all versions of manuals, procedures and catalogues. If I want to pick up just that sentence, by putting my finger on the control key and clicking above that sentence, you'll find Word allows you to select that sentence. So in summary, there are three main ways to select. One technique is using the mouse. The other one is using the selection panel on the left-hand side. And the last technique is the keyboard. And remember, there's some neat little tricks that you can use.